And people in Gaza, meanwhile, aren't just lacking basic necessities. They're also dealing with limited cell and internet service. That means even aid workers are all but isolated from the rest of the world and each other. I want to bring in the president and founder of the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, Steve Sosebee, for more. Steve, thanks for coming on. I know a member of your group, Dr. Barbara Zind, is a Colorado pediatrician volunteering in Gaza, and she was there when that border with Egypt closed. So talk to me a little bit about what you've heard from her. I know it's been really hard to reach Dr. Zind right now because of the communications there. What have you heard from her? What do you know about where she is and how she's doing?
We actually have two American volunteer physicians in Gaza right now. Dr. Barbara Zinn, as you mentioned, the pediatrician from Colorado, and Ramona Akamura, who's a prosthetic and orthotic specialist from Seattle. Both of them were in Gaza on October 7th when the borders closed. They're on volunteer missions. They both have been to Gaza several times through our humanitarian medical relief organization. And their situation is getting worse as the day goes, or as every single day passes. They're on a very strict calorie diet now because food has not been provided into Gaza on a regular basis by any significant amounts. So they're cutting down to, I think, 1,300 calories a day of food. Water is becoming more scarce. Shelter is precarious. They're staying in a compound with other international aid groups waiting to cross at the Egyptian border, near the Egyptian border, and hoping that that evacuation process will take place. But her situation and that of Ramona is not stable, both from a humanitarian perspective, which is that they're running out of food, clean water, electricity, communications. In addition to that, there's bombing and shelling going on around them on a regular basis, all night long, all day long. So that's obviously a very significant concern for us as an organization that sponsors them and is hoping to get them out as quickly as possible.
Steve, talk to us a little bit about what motivated them to volunteer in Gaza to begin with, and what was your reaction when you realized they were there and all of a sudden this was a war zone?
Well, their mission to Gaza, because they're human beings, they're humanitarians. These children in Gaza are human beings. They're not Hamas, they're not politicians, they're not militants, they're just children. And both of them were there to help these kids. Barb, as a pediatrician, was there seeing hundreds of children in our monthly sponsorship program who need medication and need help that they otherwise can't get because their families don't have the resources to get them the medication or the medical care that they require every single month to survive. The same with Ramona. She's a prosthetic and orthotic specialist. She was there to fit children with prosthetic limbs. These kids have lost their limbs from trauma, from other reasons, and they otherwise would not be able to go to school and have an independent life. So both of them are there for humanitarian purposes, and we actually send hundreds of doctors and nurses into Gaza every single year from all over the world, many of them Americans, who go there with the same intention, to provide humanitarian aid and care for the children there who otherwise don't get that kind of aid. And so, you know, we're very proud to be able to run an organization that links people from all backgrounds. We have people from every religion going into Gaza, from every nationality. We're there for one core purpose, which is to serve the humanitarian needs of children in Gaza. Now we know that our work is really cut out for us, and that when this terrible crisis, this incredibly, very hard to describe what's going on there now in human terms, because it's so terrible what's happening to the children in Gaza. When this is over finally, and we hope it's tomorrow, our organization has to be there on the front lines, making sure that we heal the bodies of these children and also their minds and hearts, because everything is being destroyed and damaged right now.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of healing to take place, that's for sure. How worried are you about their safety right now, these doctors, and have you made any progress in trying to bring them home, or have you heard any more about trying to get them more aid?
We are actually quite worried about their security. We don't know what's happening now, and there's no effort to really impose a ceasefire. We're concerned that the conflict will expand and that there will be no areas that, even with coordination, hopefully, of knowing that they're in a UN protected, supposedly protected area, that they'll be safe. And in addition to that, you know, there's food insecurity that's increasing in Gaza, and people are becoming more and more desperate to just feed their children. And that's a huge problem. As far as progress taking place now, we've reached out to the State Department. We've reached out to the representatives, both Senate and congressional representatives, to both Barb and Ramona from the state of Washington, state of Colorado, state of Hawaii, where Ramona's family is from. They've been receptive. They've tried to advocate on their behalf, but at the same time, we're just keep hitting our heads against a wall. We don't feel that the U.S. government has put in enough effort into getting the two Americans and other Americans out of Gaza right now. And that's a very big concern for us, because their lives are in danger.
All right, Steve Sosebee, we appreciate you coming on and telling our story, wishing Dr. Zind and Dr. Akamura a safety and a safe return home. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.